It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another video for The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live. Today we're going to be breaking down a teaser that they released, a new teaser, an interesting one. The reason why I say an interesting one is because there are scenes in it that I don't know whether it's from an actual teaser or whether it's a screenshot that's leaked from the actual episode and it was never supposed to be part of a teaser. But anyway, we're going to go through it and break it down. There are some very interesting details that we're also going to talk about when it comes to the character of Pearl Thorne and how her character is a parallel of Rick, or her story is the parallel of Rick's, I should say. So we're going to be breaking that down and talking about that a little bit. But stay tuned. We'll be right back to break this thing down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. So this was one of the shots that was in the teaser. Of course, we see the woods, and we see, like, there's fog everywhere. So it's a cool, kind of creepy visual and scenery. The atmosphere is definitely creepy. I'm assuming that this is probably where Rick loses his hand, because we know that he's going to be faced with a lot of walkers that are burning, like there's flames inside of them, and he's going to have to chop off his own hand in order to survive. That's basically been confirmed at this point. So I wonder if this is like the day after, and you know, the fire from the walkers caused all of this smoke. And it's not really fog, it's real smoke from the walkers burning and everything. But we're going to have to wait and see if any of that ends up happening. Then we have this pretty awesome shot of Rick in his CRM uniform. He looks really badass. I love this particular shot. Now, obviously, the background is all dark. It's a corridor. It's tough to say where he is. It appears that Michonne ends up finding this place because there was another shot in one of the teasers or trailers where Michonne was in this exact type of corridor. So I wonder if it's the exact same spot and Michonne finds some clues of Rick being there when she finds the place. But of course, Rick has a flashlight that's lighting red, which is interesting. Makes him look even cooler. Then we have this particular shot. There's actually two. It's a conversation between Rick and Pearl Thorne. At this point, they're both wearing the CRM uniform. So they're both soldiers. Rick says, "She's not gone," referring to Michonne. And then Pearl Thorne replies with, "But we will be." So that's super interesting. Now this connects a few things together. I mean, when she says, "we will be," that means if we try to escape, then we'll die. That's the vibe I'm getting. I think that's what she's saying. Which means that Rick probably brought up the idea that they can escape. Now, it's not the first time that he's probably talked to her about escaping. We know that he's going to try to escape and fail, which is going to lead to Pearl Thorne telling him, "Thank you, Rick Grimes, for showing me that I can't escape." Something to that effect. That was in the trailer. At that point, they're both wearing their CRM workers jacket or their prisoner's jacket, which means that that was before this. So I'm assuming that Rick tried to escape as a prisoner, he failed, and then he realized that he needs to work his way up to become a soldier before he can escape. And this is that moment. He finally realizes that he has enough leverage as a soldier to be able to escape. And he brought this idea again to Pearl Thorne about escaping. Now, another thing that this connects to is something that was talked about. Both Rick Grimes and Pearl Thorne are going to have similar stories. Their stories are going to parallel one another. What does that mean? It means that both Rick and Pearl are going to have a loved one who's waiting for them on the other side. Rick is going to try to escape to get to them, but Pearl is going to realize that there's no chance that she's going to be able to escape and get back to her love. So she stops. And it's rumored that at some point she's gonna let both Rick and Michonne go and escape, even though she could very well take them back in. That's the rumor. But this is all coming together quite nicely, and I'm definitely super intrigued to see how everything is going to go and what's going to happen between these two characters. The final shot that we're going to look at is this shot of Rick, and in the voiceover he says, "Till my last breath, I am yours." That's pretty awesome, pretty emotional, and I'm assuming he's referring to Michonne, but it looks like Rick is dying. I mean, we know he's not dying, but it looks like it. Now, what do I think is happening here? I think this is right after Rick chops off his own hand and basically faints as a result because of the blood loss. I could be wrong, but everything is kind of lining up because it's dark, it looks like there's flames in the background, and it looks like it may have been raining, or maybe he's just sweaty. But all of those elements kind of match up with the scene, which we think is the scene where Rick loses his hand, which is in the woods as he's killing walkers that have the flames inside of them. Again, speculative, but it's definitely coming together. And there was also another clue in the latest pictures that they released. I broke that down on a separate video. If you're interested, go check it out. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through in this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.